Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and welcome back to some more Hearthstone. Today we're going to be entering the arena. The arena is a fun place, I got to admit. So what I'm actually going to be doing this video is I'm actually recording it with NVIDIA Shadow Play. So testing that a little bit. It actually took a very long time to actually get this set up just because I ended up finding out you actually need to have a specific kind of personalization set for Windows. I need to be using Windows Arrow under the personalization for it to actually work properly, which is pretty weird. But since then, I've actually been able to record with NVIDIA Shadow Play, and we're going to be testing that out here in this video, and hopefully you guys all enjoy it. From these choices for the arena, I'm going to go with Thrall. Not too keen on Rogue, don't know much about it, and I haven't had a lot of success in the arena before with the Warlock, so I'm probably going to go with Thrall here. And just because I like the idea of using his totems and all the stuff that you can get with him. So why arena? Why arena? You see here I have a bunch of gold, and I could be buying packs, and basically my goal with Hearthstone is to kind of make it a free-to-play game at this point. I've spent a lot of money on Hearthstone over the time that I've been playing the game. I talked about that before, and since after realizing how much money I spent on Hearthstone last year, right when I was doing my taxes, I was like, you know what? I love Hearthstone, and I need to stop spending money on it. So what I'm going to do is try and make it free to play, and you can actually get a little bit more value out of the game if you actually, instead of just buying one pack with 100 gold, if you actually go into Arena and you actually do relatively well, like 3 or more wins in Arena, you actually end up getting more value out of it that way. So I've been playing a bit of Arena and trying to get a bit better at it. So for what we got here, Jeeves, which is okay. Illuminator, if you control a secret at the end of your turn. I'm a Shaman, I'm not going to have any secrets. And Questing Adventurer could be a good card, but you need, of course, set up a little bit. But Jeeves is just kind of... I don't like the idea of Jeeves, I guess. So we're going to go with the Questing Adventurer here. Keep in mind, I'm going to put a full disclaimer here. Oh, I think I'm a good defender of Argus. Full disclaimer here at the beginning of the video. I am not very good at Arena. My best score I've ever gotten in Arena was 5 wins. I've never actually beaten the Arena or anything like that. I'm just somebody that's trying to learn the Arena and trying to have some fun while I do it. I enjoy the Arena and the random aspect of it, whereas it's kind of funny because I've done other videos before where I hated the random aspect of arenas. But right here, I think we're going to go with the Ogre Brute. I like the Ogres. I gotta say, I like the Ogres. I like the chance hits wrong enemy. I think they're just fun. I think they're definitely fun to use. So, but yeah, I've actually hated the idea of like the randomness of Arena before, and since then, I've kind of randomly started to like it. I know it's weird, but it's true. Alright, so Ancient Brewmaster here. And also, I'm not one of those people that knows too much about arenas, because I think there's actually websites that actually rank each card and like what their value is in an arena. And I don't know any of those. I'm just doing this for fun and trying to enjoy myself. And hopefully you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy all of my misplays and just how horrible I am. So right here, I'm thinking the Ironforge Rifleman is just really not that great. The Ancient Brew... I mean, it's basically between Reincarnate and... the Ancient Brewmaster, but Reincarnate, destroy minion, then return to health with, or return to life with full health, does not really work that well unless I'm like, you know, I have a big creature on the board that's about to die, then I kill it and bring it back to full health with Reincarnate. So I think the Ancient Brewmaster is going to be the card to go with there. Alright, so we get some pirates. What do I want? Pirate cards or a Murloc? So I'm not planning on making a Murloc deck out of this. Ship's Cannon is only... Actually, Ship's Cannon is probably the most valuable card there, because regardless of its ability, it's still a 2-3 for 2, as compared to the South Sea Deckhand, which is going to be a 2-1, and it's only going to have charge if I have a weapon equipped. So actually, the Ship's Cannon here is probably the best one overall. Nomergon Infantry, charge and taunt, and it's a 1-4, Wind Fury, or a Hex. I'll take a Hex to get rid of some of the big, scary creatures that, of course, you end up finding in Arena. And when it comes to Arena, it's not about building a deck that's about synergy, it's about building a deck that just has a bunch of valuable cards that can work well on their own. And speaking of cards that work well on their own, Whirling Zaphomatic, I actually really like that card a lot when I'm playing with a Shaman, so I figure I'm going to use it here. Oh, Gnomish Experimenter, Battlecry, draw a card. If it's a minion, transform it into a chicken. I'm not so keen on that, a 1-1 chicken. Or I can take a Power Mace, which Death Rattle give a friendly mech +2/+2, and I can actually work that pretty well, I think. Or I can go with the Ancient Mage Battlecry, give adjacent minion spell damage +1. That could also be pretty good. Really depends, but I think I'm going to go with the Power Mage just for having a weapon there. Reincarnate, Feng Creeper, or a Crackle. Reincarnate, I said before, not too keen on it. Feng Creeper just looks like a bulky wall to get in the way of things, but Crackle can also be some relatively good removal. You know, it could definitely be some good removal. I think we're going to go with the Feng Creeper here. Let's try and keep an eye on this. Last arena I did, without even paying attention, I had like way too many 4, 5, and 6 draws, and I had not nearly enough 1, 2, and 3, and I just got whooped as a result. Right here, it seems obvious. Feral Spirit. I love Feral Spirit. It's a very, very good card. Lord of the Arena, which is pretty Prey Beefy. And... or I can go Flame Tongue Tone, which buffs them, is why I ended up saying he was Buffy. I was going to say he's beefy and that is Buffy, and... Yeah, it's really between Lord of the Arena and the Flame Tongue Totem. I think Flame Tongue Totem will actually just help out a little bit more. Dancing Swords could be pretty good. I believe it's one of the better cards to actually use in Arena. Just get to 4/4 for 3, regardless of the fact that you're giving your opponent a card upon death. It's just a very good card. Value. Then again, Cult Master is also going to give you a lot of card draw whenever one of your other minions dies. Draw a card. But the only time that's going to really be valuable is if you have something to prevent them from attacking the Cult Master right away. Something like Feral Spirits, which are my only taunts here. So I think I'm going to go with the Dancing Swords. Nice 3-drop. Get a bunch of 3-drops here, I'm noticing. I could have gotten 3 Crackles so far, I'm noticing. That's pretty nuts, man. Do I go with the Crackle or do I go with the Silver Moon Guardian? 3/3 with Divine Shield for 4. I think I'm going to go with the Crackle. Just get a bit of removal. It's kind of crazy how in Arena you can have more than 2 of a card. I had an Arena, which I wasn't recording. It was with the Druid. And I got 3 Innervates in the deck. So on turn 1, on turn 1 where I had the coin, I used Innervate twice, which gives you 2 mana crystals for that turn only, plus the coin. So I had 6 mana on turn 1, and I put out, I forget the name. It's one of the new cards with Blackrock Mountain. It's a 6/6 for 6, and it gives you +3/+3 if your opponent's at 15 or less health. So obviously I didn't get the Battle Cry, but I got a 6/6 on the board on turn 1. Needless to say, I won that game pretty handily. Paladin Shredder. I like Direwolf Alpha. Kurabashi Berserker can definitely be scary, but Paladin Shredder is just a very valuable card. Very good value there. I'm going to go with him. When I tend to take Wind Fury Harpies, I definitely don't want the Magma Rager, but I definitely tend to take the Wind Fury Harpies when they show up in arenas because they're usually pretty good. Cult Master, Unstable Ghoul, or do we want the Stone Skin Gargoyle? I really don't know. None of these cards seem exceptionally good for what I'm trying to do here. Cult Master is 4 mana, which I'm not too keen on that. Stone Skin Gargoyle will be another 3-drop, which definitely does sound kind of nice. But at the same time, it's a 1/4 for 3. It is going to get its health back, but I have no way of buffing this thing, except if I were to use Flame Tongue Totems in there as well. So overall, it's going to be a relatively weak card. But for 1 more mana, I get a 4/2. We'll go with the Cult Master, I think. We'll go with the Cult Master. Now, Rockbiter Weapon could definitely be nice for a bit of early removal. Haunted Creeper is kind of a sticky card in general, but I think I'm going to go with another Flame Tongue Totem just to have 2 of them in the deck. Of course, adjacent minions have +2 attack, which can be pretty good. Stormforged Axe, I think that's good. Just get a weapon in there. I like having weapons in my decks. And Earthshock, which is a very nice silence, which can, of course, be good in arenas because people tend to pick the big beefiest things they can get instead of cards that synergize. But there's the River Crocolisk here, 2/3 for 2. You know, it could be a nice 2-mana minion because right now I actually have the 2-mana minions aside the Whirling Zep-O-Matic and the Ship's Cannon. You know, it could be relatively decent, but I think we're gonna grab the Earthshock and take advantage of the fact that we are playing Shamans. Sounds good. Sounds good. Gadgets and Auctioneer, kind of expensive. Arcane Golem though is going to be a nice charge card that I could probably trade, which sounds okay. But then again, Light Warden itself, it's a 1/2, and whenever a character is healed, gain +2 attack. I think we'll go with the Light Warden. Instead of giving that, I just haven't had my mouse hovering right here, and we get another Hex, but I could also go with another Whirling. But I'm thinking we're going to go with another Hex, take advantage of the fact that we are Shamans, and the fact that we have Hexes, and Defender of Argus, which I believe now that we have 2 of them is going to end up working pretty well with our totems, trying to fill up the board a bit. Here it seems pretty obvious. Lightning Bolt is great. I love Lightning Bolt. Sen'jin's Shield Master can be kind of annoying, but I think Fire Elemental here. What we got here? Another Cult Master, an Elven Archer, or an Undertaker. Neither one of these seems very good, so I think we're going to have to go with the Cult Master with that one. Wolf Rider seems like the obvious choice here. It's a 3/1 with charge. It's good for a bit of removal, I suppose. Lord of the Arena, Voodoo Doctor, or a Bluegill Warrior. So what are we looking at here? Exactly? We don't really have a lot of cards for late game. This is more of a very aggro-y deck. Lots of 3 drops, Defender of Arguses, Flame Tongue Totems, a bit of removal, and the fact that we got a couple Hexes and a Crackle. I would really like to get a Lightning Storm in this deck to get a little bit of AoE removal, but I think we'll go Lord of the Arena there just for a little beef towards the end game. Right here seems very, very, very obvious. Oh man, the Hungry Dragon just seems like too good a value to turn up, right? In the arena, it summons a random 1-cost minion for your opponent. I've been playing around with this card a bit in my Dragon Paladin deck, and if I throw this card out there, you know, and it puts out a 1-cost minion, and I have another minion already on the board. Usually the minion I have on the board can trade with whatever I give him. Then I have a 5/6 on the board. So I think I'm going to go with the Hungry Dragon. That just seems too good to be true. Now this one's interesting. Do I go with this, the Unbound Elemental? Which then again, how many cards do I really have here that have Overload? I have the Feral Spirit. One Feral Spirit, keep in mind, has Overload on it. Yeah, I don't have many cards really to have Overload, so the Unbound Elemental doesn't make too much sense. Where on the other hand, we get a 3/3 for 4, which is pretty bad, but it's going to give a minion Wind Fury. So I can get a Fire Elemental Wind Fury, or a Hungry Dragon Wind Fury, or Fang Creep, or anything like that. So we're going to go with the Wind Speaker, I suppose, because that seems like the best option out of those. Jungle Panther could be good, but I'm thinking 3 hexes sounds freaking hilarious. I'm definitely going to go with that. Vitality Totem. At the end of your turn, restore 4 health to your hero. That could go out there on the board. If I can get behind some taunts and whatnot, that could be some good healing. Cold Light Oracle could be some nice card draw. And Ancestral Spirit is kind of a fun card to make some of your guys sticky if you can use that on a relatively good creature. Like if you Ancestral Spirit on a Piloted Shredder, for example, that could be kind of good because then you get another Piloted Shredder and then you get 2 Death Rattles. And yeah, so right now I'm not entirely positive what one would be necessarily the best for me. Vitality Totem, you don't actually see a lot. I have really no card draw in this deck whatsoever. So Cold Light Oracle could allow me to draw a couple cards while still getting a 2/2 on the board, but it's also going to give my opponent some cards. I think we're going to go with the Cold Light Oracle just for a little bit of card draw. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is our deck. Now I'm looking, it's taken us about 12 minutes or so to actually get just this part. So hopefully we can get a couple games in here before we wrap up this video. This may be broken up into sections for obvious reasons. Of course, I don't want these videos going on way too long because, you know, people tend not to watch the entirety of the video. And then by the time I put out another video, they're like, oh, why didn't you see the end of the last one? But whatever, we'll just move on to this one. You know, I want people to actually see all the stuff, see all the content there is to see. So I try to break these up a little bit, but we're only 12 minutes in, so we got time for a couple games, and hopefully, I don't get whooped. We have a fairly face Shaman deck, I would say. Lots of 2 and 3 drops, especially 3 drops. We are just overwhelmed on 3 drops. So we're going to keep the Ogre Brute here, get rid of the Cult Master, get rid of the Fire Elemental. Seems to make sense to me. We get a Flying Tongue Totem and a Feral Spirit. All right. I like it. We don't have anything for turn 1, sadly. Yes, we do. We have an Earth Shock, but there's nothing we can do with that. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that. Is this the card back you get for completing Naxxramas on Heroic? Because I think I always, like, you got to respect the people that do that, you know? Alright, so we got 2 mana to play with here. Unfortunately, we can't get out our Ogre Brute yet. I could silence that thing, but that would be stupid because silencing it would just make it better. So really the only thing we can do here is throw out a Flying Tongue Totem. We're going to get, or not Flying Tongue Totem, just throw out a random totem with Totemic Call. And next turn, we will put out the Ogre Brute. Or do I put out the Feral Spirits? Yes. We're going to throw out the Ogre Brute. I like him. I wish I had all the Ogre cards, especially an Ogre Legendary, because I think it'd be fun to have an Ogre deck where everything's 50% chance to miss. If I get Mogre the Ogre, the Legendary, add him in Arena one time, that was really fun. I just think the idea of Ogres are fun. I actually run like the Dune Ball Ogre in my Shaman deck, and just Ogres are fun. You know, 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. It's a fun concept, I think. Now, does he have a way to get rid of this? Does he have a kill command? No, he's got an Arcane Nullifier, though, which is going to have Taunt. Yes, indeed it is. Well, I have a 50% chance to miss it, which could be funny, but cannot be targeted by spells or hero powers, which is very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to Feral Spirit. We're going to Feral Spirit. And we're going to Light Warden in case any healing goes on. Now let's attack, and hopefully we miss. Oh, I'm going to miss. Oh, I go face instead. I wanted to get rid of one of these guys. I didn't want to go face. I had a 50% chance to miss. And then after that, I had a 33% chance, repeating, of course, to hit face there and end up hitting it. I had a 66% chance to actually hit one of his creatures I wanted to get rid of. But no, we couldn't have that happen. RNG, man, RNG. And speaking of repeating, of course, the anniversary of Leroy Jenkins' 10-year anniversary was a few days ago. So that's pretty interesting. That's very, very old. Alright, so you had to sacrifice that. That's right. Give me back my 5 health. Thank you very much. I never understand the value of zombie chow. Oh, and I get buffed because I was healed. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff right there. Go Light Warden. You're good people. Ooh, we can Flying Tongue Totem this next turn. Ooh. Alright, so he's got a Glaive Zuka. He's going to buff up him. I'm okay with that because I can do some trading next turn. Ooh. Okay, you're going to make it so he's going to go down. Take a little bit of damage yourself. I'm okay with all of this. All of this is okay to me. And we're going to Brewmaster, huh? Well, right now I can Flame Tongue Totem, but I don't really like the idea of that because it's just going to die next turn. I could Hex, because keep in mind I have multiple Hexes in this deck. Multiple Hexes. So, is it worth it to Hex down the Direwolf Alpha, remove the immediate threat on the board, and then attack the 3/3? I think it is. Let's do it. Why not? We have so many Hexes in this deck, I'm really not worried. And I'm going to miss and take out that Hex, or take out the Hex card. Alright, sick. So far we're 2 for 2 for attacking the wrong enemy, which is fun. I love the ogres. They're usually very strong for very cheap cards, but they miss a lot, which is fun because they can go around taunts and hit random things. It's enjoyable. He's going to arcane shot me, and then he's either going to trade or he's going to attack me. But you're going to keep her taunt on the board. He's in it for the long haul with that thing, man. He is in it for the long haul. So let's get out. Let's get out you, and we're going to throw out the hunger. We don't really have a way to remove his 1 cost. Well, who's he going to get? 1 cost minion. 1 cost minion. Who's it going to be? Alright, he gets the 1/2, who has a battle cry which removes durability. Alright, so no worries there. I think that's a pretty fair trade. Oh, Borderfisk Ogre. Right now, I wish I had another one of them. Right now, I wish I had another one of them Hexes. Come on, where's that Hex? Yes! The top decked Hex, and away with you, away with you, away with you. Let's attack you, and down you go, down you go. And get that, and just for funsies, let's kill off that. Let's just kill it off. Why not? We're gonna waste our 1 Earth Shock, our 1 Silence, but I don't really care. I don't really care, because I have a feeling he's not going to have too many other things to go with right now. And I wanted to basically remove his board and make it so I can get my Flame Tongue Totem out. Yes, yes indeed. That does sound good, doesn't it? I would like the Flame Tongue Totem. Alright, so he's gonna puff up his freaking frog, which keep in mind the frog is a beast. Oh, that's rough. That's rough stuff. But it's okay. It's okay. We got some plays here. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to take Hungry Dragon, run it into the Hex, and then we're going to take the Ancient Brewmaster and return our dragon back to our hand. Instead of having him down to 2 health, we're going to return him back to our hand and allow him to basically come back out, which definitely sounds pretty good. So let's run you into you. We're going to have 2 health left, which is kind of sad. But at the same time, do I really want to do that? Because I won't be able to put him back out there. Huh. Yes, we will do that. We will do it that way. There we go. I mean, I'm losing a bit of health here, but we're gonna be able to get the Hungry Dragon back out there and kill off whatever 1 mana cost comes out with our Brewmaster here. And then we can even Flame Tongue Totem them next turn, as well as I'm gonna have a weapon on the board. He gets a Glaivezuka. He's gonna trade into that, and then he's gonna take me. Okay, we're gonna play it that way. That'll work. Fell Reaver. Whenever your opponent plays a card, discard the top 3 cards from your deck. Okay. This could be pretty interesting. So, okay. We're going to have to play some cards, ladies and gentlemen, as you might imagine. So, what we're going to do is we're going to throw out the Hungry Dragon, which is going to discard the top 3 cards from his deck. Pretty interesting so far. Okay, and now we're going to give me Wind Fury. Alright, now here's the thing. I think it makes sense to attack here. But if he has, nope, that's lethal. There's nothing I can do here. He's gonna have the 2, yeah, plus all that. No matter what there, he had lethal. Well, that stinks. That stinks. Who would have thought the Fell Reaver, one of the worst cards I'm honestly thinking, wow, would actually, not WoW, in Hearthstone, wow. One of the worst cards in Hearthstone is going to make me lose like that. That stinks. That stinks. The freaking Fell Reaver. But keep in mind, it's an 8/8, but it's a cheap 8/8. But every time your opponent plays a card, you discard the top 3 cards from your deck. It's very obvious that if I had a bunch of low-cost cards, it's like bam, 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 bam. I could have thrown out a bunch of cards there, you know. And just made it so he lost all of his stuff. That could have been really, really cool. But didn't work out for him. What can you do? What can you do? It's the randomness of Arena, I suppose. And we get a mage. I'm okay with that. I feel as though Shaman's pretty good against mage, and her little ping, the little fireball there, isn't going to do a lot versus a lot of the things I have. So we're going to keep the Light Ward, keep the Cold Light Oracle, and get rid of those guys. We're going to have a Hex and a Paladin Shredder. Okay. One of our many hexes is here. Turn 2, we can get out the Cold Light Oracle for a bit of card draw, but of course, she's going to get card draw as well, so... Where are you going to put out turn 1? What do you have? A Mana Worm. Of course you have a Mana Worm. You ever met a mage doesn't have a Mana Worm for turn 1? That's not a mech mage, I guess. Yes. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do here, right? Yeah. I mean, I could coin Totem, but... Why would you coin Totem? That would just be silly. That just seems silly. Mad Scientist. Does he have any secrets to go with the Mad Scientist? I do wonder. Look at all these hexes. Alright, so let's coin. Cold Light Oracle. Let's get some card draw in here. We get a Cult Master and a Wind Fury Harpy. And I will just attack your face. Thank you. If we're going to be taking turns attacking face, I'm going to do some face attacking to you. And it looks like turn 3, though, I can get out the Dancing Swords. Turn 4, Paladin Shredder. Also, we have some hexes in here. Wind Fury Harpy for later. Cult Master on turn 4, possibly. But what'd you just do? He's just going to ping. Trade that. Okay. I'm fine with that, because now I can trade my Cold Light into the Mana Worm, unless you're going to trade. Nope, you're just going to go face. Perfect. I can get rid of that annoying Mana Worm. I'm always worried about the Mana Worm, you know? I'm always like, you know, can the Mana Worm kill me? I don't want to buff the thing. But now we have the Dancing Swords out and the Cold Light Oracle versus a Zombie Chow, which in my opinion, still, I will never understand the value of a Zombie Chow because I'm going to kill it and I'm going to get my health back. That's just what's going to happen. It's good for trading, but it still is going to give me my health back. Like, I will never understand Zombie Chow. I've seen Priest decks, though, where they basically make it like a Shadow Priest idea, where instead that's going to do 5 damage, which is definitely pretty good. And I get a bit of healing there. I'll take it. And you get a secret on the board, but whatever. Now, what are the mage secrets? What are the mage secrets? So there's the one that counters a spell. There's the one that makes it immune, and then the one that gives it 8 armor. So I'm okay with all these. Paladin Shredder. I don't really have to play around with anything, really. The 8 armor one, I'm not too worried about. The make you immune until the end of the turn, I believe it's called Ice Block. Not too worried about that. I'm not too worried about countering one of my hexes, even, because I have multiple of them, which I'm going to hex down that if I can. I have 2 hexes. I can try both. Well, I can't technically try both, but let's hex it. And down it goes. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's simple. Big scary creature gone, because I have hexes. Oh, duplicate! Duplicate! When a friendly minion dies, put 2 copies of it into your hand. He now has 2 0/1 taunt cards that are frogs. He now has 2 frogs. Here comes the frog!
For the king!
For the king! Go, Stormwind Knight, go! Oh, now you're gonna ping me. Okay, that works, but I'm gonna summon a random 2-cost minion. Oh, and that's probably one of the best ones I could have gotten. Millhouse Manastorm, I think, technically is the best one. That's a pretty good one, I'd say. Well then, I think we Defender of Argus here. Here's what we do. We Defender of Argus, right, which is gonna trigger that, which is gonna kill off that. Now, we run you into you, right? And now, come on, RNGesus, please, RNGesus. Well, I guess I could have ran that into that. There, that worked out. 50% chance of that working, and it worked out well for me. All right. I'm liking it. But yeah, we have ourselves a healing totem out there, man. We've got a spell power totem, which I don't have any spells, so whatever. But we've got the Knife Juggler, Defender of Argus. I will take this any day of the week. Ooh, what'd you get here? Okay. You know what I call that? That Sunwalker there? I call that Hex Bait. And we're just going to hex that down, just like so. Run that into that. Now we get some fun. Let's get out the Hungry Dragon. I'm going to put it right there, because I want to be able to Defender of Argus, possibly. Alright, so we have a Warbot. I'm going to run Defender of Argus into that. And attack some face. I'm not really playing around Flame Strike right now, because it's definitely possible for Mage Shadow Flame Strike, but still, the Hungry Dragon would live. And I can actually buff up the Hungry Dragon next turn as well. So, Earth the Ring Farseer, get a little bit of healing in. Understandable. And the Spectral Knight, so. Okay. We've got options. We've got options, ladies and gentlemen. So, one of the things we could do, we could Thunder of Argus right there, which would effectively make him a 6/7, and then run into that, kill it off, and then maybe trade that into that, which doesn't seem very, 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 very efficient. Whereas we could also kill off the Earth the Ring Farseer with the Fire Elemental, and then from there, take a power... No, we can't even take a power mace there. That Fire Elemental plus a totem would be the end of our turn. No, I think we'll do it that way. I think we will do it that way. We do it like that. Yes. Alright. And now run you into you. Run you into you. I still have 2 health, so I'm alive. And we'll... Oh, shit! I forgot the totem. I forgot the totem. Could did 1 more damage and got the totem, which might have been a taunt totem. Or another healing totem. A healing totem would be great right now. Alright, Questing Adventurer. Arcane Intellect to draw 2 cards, which is going to buff up that. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Like, I have answers for it next turn. Then again, if she plays more cards, then... Mad Bomber! Boom. Boom. I guess... That was a thing you just did. Alright, so here's the big question. Do I have lethal on the board right now? So, yeah, I have lethal right now. So, whatever. And bam. And bam. Yeah! Go Shaman deck. I thought that first game was kind of a wee bit of a fluke. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing in the world, but there we go. We got a win right there. So I'm looking at the meter there. That's about 30 minutes for this video. So we're going to cut this off, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow with more Hearthstone Arena. Hopefully we'll just get 2 straight losses and then go crying back to our mothers with this. But I hope you guys will enjoy the video. Here is our deck once again. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel via deserves. And I will catch you guys with the next Hearthstone video. Some more Arena, more Shaman Arena, and hopefully getting some cool rewards at the end of it. Once again, hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.